10 signs a man has had multiple partners. You'll be shocked by number 7. Ever wondered if he's been around the block a few times? Some signs are more obvious than you think. Let's be real. Experience leaves its marks, and in the world of relationships, they're not always hidden. Today, we're diving into 10 unmistakable signs a man has had multiple partners. These aren't just clichés or stereotypes. Some of them might genuinely surprise you. Stick around, especially for number 7. It's a game changer you won't want to miss. Let's start with the first one. Number 1. Confidence and intimacy. A man with experience often carries a noticeable confidence in matters of intimacy. He knows how to navigate conversations around these topics without hesitation or awkwardness. He's comfortable discussing preferences, boundaries, and desires, leaving little room for uncertainty. This type of confidence can feel both alluring and intimidating. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about physical confidence. It's also about how he reads the room, anticipates needs, and takes charge when the moment calls for it. It's the kind of ease that screams, "I've been here before." And let's not forget the unspoken charm. He knows what he's doing, and he knows you know. While this can be a bonus in some cases, it can also raise questions about how he acquired such expertise. If he seems to have a one-size-fits-all approach, it might be worth a closer look. Number 2. Too smooth with compliments. He always knows exactly what to say, and it's a little too perfect. His compliments feel tailored, almost as if they've been polished over time. Whether he's calling you the most stunning woman in the room or casually mentioning how much he admires your quirks, it feels authentic, until it doesn't. Men with extensive experience often have a knack for making you feel like you're the only woman in the world. But here's the twist. This isn't necessarily because you are. It's because he's had plenty of practice delivering the same lines to others. His charm is like a well-rehearsed play, designed to dazzle and disarm. The danger lies in whether his words are backed up by his actions. If his compliments seem surface level or too generic, it might be a sign that he's running on autopilot. Remember, sincerity can't be faked for too long. Number 3. Avoids emotional depth. If you've noticed that he keeps conversations surface level or shifts topics when things get too personal, it could be a sign he avoids emotional depth. Men who have had multiple partners often become accustomed to keeping things casual, steering clear of deeper connections that require vulnerability. This pattern isn't necessarily malicious. It could simply reflect his experience in short-term relationships, where emotional investment isn't the priority. He might focus on keeping things fun, lighthearted, and non-committal, avoiding topics that require self-reflection or serious conversation. The tricky part, it can feel intentional, leaving you wondering if he's truly interested in building something meaningful or just keeping his options open. Pay attention to whether he's willing to talk about his goals, fears, or past in a meaningful way. If emotional intimacy is missing, it's worth addressing. Number 4. Unfazed by awkward moments. Awkward silence. A misstep in conversation. A sudden spill during dinner. No problem. He handles it all with the calmness of a seasoned pro. Men who've been in many relationships often develop a kind of resilience to embarrassing moments. They know how to laugh it off or turn the situation around without breaking a sweat. This might seem like a good thing, and in many ways it is, but here's the catch. His ability to stay cool under pressure isn't always about maturity. It's often about experience. He's been through enough situations to know how to steer them to his advantage, keeping things light and charming. While this trait can be admirable, it might also suggest he's used to managing short-term connections. Pay attention to whether his cool demeanor extends to handling deeper issues or just awkward moments. Number 5. Knows your preferences before you do. He seems to have an almost psychic ability to know what you like, whether it's your favorite wine, the kind of movies you prefer, or even how you take your coffee. At first, it feels magical. How could someone understand you so well so quickly? Here's the thing. This mind-reading skill often comes from experience rather than intuition. A man with multiple partners has likely picked up patterns and learned to spot the subtle cues that reveal your preferences. It's not that he's insincere, he's just drawing on a well of knowledge built over time. While it might feel flattering, it's worth asking yourself if he's genuinely tuned into you or if he's relying on what's worked for him before. True connection comes from mutual discovery, not preemptive assumptions. Number 6. A long list of close friends. If he has an unusually large circle of female friends or exes he's still on great terms with, it might be a red flag. While being friendly with an ex isn't necessarily a bad thing, an extensive network of past flames can raise questions. Why are these relationships lingering? And what role do these women still play in his life? Men with multiple partners often maintain these connections as a way to keep doors open or avoid burning bridges. He might frame it as being mature or kind-hearted, but it can also suggest an unwillingness to fully let go of the past. Ask yourself, are these friendships healthy and platonic, or do they seem like lingering attachments? If it's the latter, it might be time to dig deeper into his intentions. Number 7. He knows all the right moves. He knows exactly how to impress you, from his perfectly timed compliments to his uncanny ability to make you feel special. Whether it's planning the perfect date, surprising you with your favorite treat, or effortlessly making you laugh, it all feels almost too good. This is where the big question comes in. Is it a sign of chemistry or just practice? Men with extensive experience often develop a playbook of moves that have worked in the past. While these gestures can feel flattering, they might also come across as rehearsed. The key is to watch for sincerity. Are his actions genuinely thoughtful, or do they seem like part of a routine? Authentic chemistry is unique to you both. If his gestures feel too generic, it might be a sign of a well-practiced act. Number 8. Talks about relationships in general terms. When he talks about his past relationships, does he keep things vague? Phrases like, "I've had my fair share of experiences," or "I've learned a lot from my past." It might sound insightful, but they often lack the specificity of someone genuinely reflecting on their history. This generality can be a way of sidestepping deeper conversations about commitment, heartbreak, or what he truly values in a relationship. It could suggest that he's hesitant to share too much, or that his history is more complex and he's letting on. While everyone has the right to privacy, a pattern of avoiding specifics might be a sign he's not ready to fully open up or take accountability for past mistakes. Number 9. Quick recovery from breakups. Breakups can be tough for anyone, but if he seems to bounce back from relationships at lightning speed, it could indicate a detachment from emotional investment. Men with multiple partners often become skilled at compartmentalizing their emotions, moving on quickly without lingering attachments. This might come across as resilience, but it could also suggest that he avoids processing his feelings. Instead of taking time to reflect and heal, he might jump into the next relationship, or back into the dating scene almost immediately. While a quick recovery can seem admirable, it's worth considering whether it reflects emotional growth or an inability to fully connect. Number 10. Overly charming or flirtatious. His charm is magnetic, his smile disarming, and his ability to make you feel special is unmatched. But sometimes it feels a bit excessive. Men with extensive relationship experience often learn to perfect the art of charm, coming across as effortlessly flirtatious. The always-on demeanor might seem exciting at first, but over time it can feel like he's constantly in date mode. If his charm feels performative or universal, it's worth questioning how genuine it really is. True connection comes from authenticity, not rehearsed charisma. And there you have it, the 10 unmistakable signs that a man has had multiple partners. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next video.